were having a blast. Teenage dreams and neon screens. It was all bad and no one to me. Like, you know, it's like whatever, together forever. We're never gonna sever. Laughing, sharing our stories clever. We'll take you back. It's like whatever.
Welcome to Like Whatever, a podcast for, by, and about Gen X. I'm Nicole, and this is my BFFF, Heather. Hello. So we were talking about what we could chat about here before we started, and neither of us came up with much.
It's not a good week, guys.
It's not. Yeah, we're both just not feeling it today, but we're hoping to give you some good content anyway.
My face hurts. My got a jaw issue, I guess. Nicole's sad.
I am. My mental health is in the toilet this week, but that's all right.
But that's why we do this.
Yeah.
So that we can cheer ourselves up.
Exactly.
I mean, the Eagles won this week.
They did.
And it was an exciting 3 seconds at the end there.
It was a crazy game.
It was a crazy game.
And the really fun part is I get Philadelphia News, so they're interviewing Phillies fans afterward, and they were like, "Oh, I always kept the faith. I knew." And even the news commentators were like, "You're Philly fans. You gave up on that so long ago and hated the team."
Yep. Well, I was hooking the dog up to take him out, and I was like, "Well, they blocked one, they're not going to block another one, so I'll hook him up. As soon as this goes through, then I'll just take him out." And then I was like, and then the poor dog, he does not like to watch football with me because I yell too much.
Yeah, the cats are the same way.
So he goes and lays in the bathroom in his bed, and so he's now hooked to the leash, and I'm screaming, and he's like, "I can't get away. Oh my God."
And then the Jordan Davis, was that his name?
Yeah, I don't know. I know Davis.
Davis, yeah. They interviewed him afterward, too, and it was so funny because he's like 390 pounds, and he talks with a lisp, and he's just so cute. They said he clocked like 18.7 miles an hour.
Wow.
Which is really fast for a dude that big.
Yeah. And it was almost, how far was the field goal? What line?
I think they were on like the 40.
So 60 yard?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
I couldn't do a 10-yard dash. So.
Yeah. So let's see what else.
I saw a TikTok the other day that was like, if somebody would give you $2 million to walk around $20 million to walk around the mall for 2 minutes, or run around the mall for 20 minutes naked, would you do it? And the girl was like, "Look, for $20 million, there's not a whole lot of places that I would not go naked, but I'm not running anywhere." So I will saunter around for 20 minutes. But
speaking of TikTok, I heard that the Rapture is supposed to happen
today.
Yeah, we got a couple hours left, I guess.
I don't know. I heard that it's supposed to happen at 5 o'clock tonight, 5:30, 5:37 seems awfully specific.
And this is Tuesday, by the way.
Yes,
so
September.
If you're hearing this Friday, it didn't happen.
No. Or you didn't get chosen. Which I'm going to guess, if you're listening to this, you probably weren't going to get chosen anyway. I know I'm not. But yeah, I haven't seen anybody.
Nobody chest out, arms back, floating up into the sky.
No, and I was a little concerned because I was afraid traffic might be an issue, but then I remembered where I deliver mail, and I was like, nobody from there is getting chosen, so should be fine.
Yeah.
No traffic issues.
Yeah. So I don't watch his show, but I like him. Jimmy Kimmel will be back tonight.
Yes.
Thank goodness that First Amendment was not just completely violated.
I've been taking Tylenol to give myself more autism than I already have.
That shit's pissing me off. If you can't say the word acetaminophen, you have no business giving guidance on acetaminophen.
True story.
Yeah.
I got it.
And by the way, autism was around before Tylenol was. Yes. So, yeah. I just feel bad for the babies of the women who are going to buy this crap. Because actually having a high fever when you're pregnant, which is common, is extremely dangerous to the baby. you basically will cook its brain.
Well, and it's very dangerous for newborns too because they get fevers too. And Tylenol, it's what? Tylenol and what's the other one? You give them like every... Motrin, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, my nephew had febrile seizures. And so as soon as his temperature would start going up, she was pumping him full.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's not autistic.
You can actually have a miscarriage if your fever gets too high. Yeah. So listen to the scientists and the doctors, please. They went to school for all those years for a reason.
Yeah. I don't even know anymore. What is happening?
I don't either. I just want it to be over.
I got a tattoo this week.
Oh, that's right. You did.
I treated myself for my birthday.
Treat yourself.
I did treat myself. My birthday is 2 days after this airs, so I got myself a tattoo, and it hurt like a sumbitch. And it is now itchy as all hell. We are healing, and we are leaving skin debris everywhere. You know, I have a lot of tattoos, and you'd think at this point...
Yeah, getting the tattoo itself isn't the worst part.
Oh, no, this one was pretty bad.
Yeah, I've had them done on my chest. It is super painful.
Yeah, I couldn't sleep. I got it done Thursday. Yeah, I got it done Thursday. Thursday night was brutal. I mean, brutal.
Because you're a side sleeper too, right?
I'm a stomach sleeper, and it is right on my chest. And it was just, I couldn't get comfortable. And then when I did, I was sticking to everything. And then it was just, the
sacrifices we make.
I know, but it's so pretty. I love it so much.
Yay.
And he covered up one that I have been wanting to cover up for a very long time. I'm not one of those that are like, I'm going to get my I hate my tattoos because that was literally the only one I actually just did not like looking at. And even that, I was going to live with it. Just
right.
But I'm glad he said, because I was like, well, if you can... And he was like, well, how close do you want to get to that rose? And I was like, eventually I'd like to get that rose covered up. And he was like, I love doing cover-ups. And I was like, have at
it. Communication is a lovely thing.
Yeah, I've had that thing since I was like 18. So it's probably my second tattoo. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's that. Before we dive in, we want to take a moment to acknowledge that September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month.
And we especially want to speak directly to our LGBTQ plus listeners because this year, the 988 Lifeline removed its dedicated LGBTQ plus support option, which is not just disappointing, it's dangerous.
So here's the deal. If you're struggling, you are not alone. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is still available 24/7. Just dial or text 988 for free, confidential support from trained counselors.
And if you're LGBTQ plus and want to talk to someone who gets it, the Trevor Project is here for you. You can call 1-866-488-7386, text START to 678-678, or visit the Trevor Project's Resource Center for chat and support.
We'll link both in the show notes. You matter, you're loved, and we're so damn glad you're here.
Yeah. All right, so if you could please like, share, rate, review. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. Follow us on all the socials at Like Whatever Pod. We are on YouTube at Like Whatever, and apparently people are starting to want some video content. So
I forgot to. God damn it! Damn it!
All right, and
I meant to bring. I have another phone.
Oh,
that I totally forgot I had.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I
actually do too, now that you say that.
Well, we can, but next week we will bring...
We could set up two phones.
Yeah, we can bring two phones.
Can you edit and clip?
Well, we'll talk about it.
Okay. All right. And the offer still stands for a sticker if you want to send us an email at likewhateverpod.
We still have some stickers left.
We do. I gave one to a work colleague this week, and she put it right on her water bottle. So
oh, cool.
I know. It's very exciting. All right, so let's fuck around and find out about the 50th anniversary Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yay!
50 years old, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. So I got my sources from ScreenRant.com, Britannica.com, and RockyHorror.com. Alrighty. So I'm sure I would think that most of our listeners would have seen this movie.
If you haven't, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly. I watched it again like 2 weeks ago, and it's just so good. It's so good. Anyway, all right, let's get started.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show, a musical comedy horror film, was released in 1975, and it has gained a cult following. It was directed by Jim Sharman and written by Sharman and Richard O'Brien. The film and the stage musical on which it was based is a tribute to B movies of the 1930s to 60s in the horror and science fiction genres. Phew, my tongue is not cooperating today. The Rocky Horror Picture Show came out of the 1960s counterculture in the United States, Canada, and Western Europe, and it was one of the first musicals to include characters who had fluid gender identities. It is remarkable for the level of worship and obsession it inspires in fans who create an immersive environment at screenings. As of 2025, it has continued to have limited screenings and may be considered one of the longest-running theatrical releases in film history.
You know, you never really think of that, but yeah, I mean, it's pretty universally loved, and there's a lot of inclusivity.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it is dirty, and nothing is off limits in that movie.
Did you know, I learned this the other day. We were on YouTube for whatever reason, and they did the 20 things you didn't know about the movie Legend. Do you remember the movie Legend with Tom Cruise? Anyway, I was asked, have you seen it? And one time I saw it, and I hate with the fire and passion of 1,000 suns, Tom Cruise. So, but I found out that Richard O'Brien was supposed to be in it. Yes, I want to say as the witch. Oh. Yeah, which is hilarious because, as we know, Tim Curry is darkness, and that man is brilliant. I don't know.
He really is. All right. So the plot of the film follows a traditional 1950s couple, Brad Majors, who's played by Barry Bostwick, and Janet Weiss, who is Susan Sarandon, as they spend a night in the castle of their alien host, Dr. Frank-N-Furter, which we all know as Tim Curry. On their way to visit an old professor, Brad and Janet's car breaks down, and they seek help at the castle of the sexually ambiguous Dr. Frank-N-Furter. During the night they spend in the castle, Brad and Janet are thrown into a series of increasingly bizarre events involving Dr. Frank-N-Furter and the other inhabitants of the castle, all of them monstrous. The young couple are forced into a journey of self-discovery about love, life, and lust. The music is inspired by glam rock, and its gothic quality is underscored by the illusions of Frankenstein's monster. For example, the blonde, muscular, tanned Rocky Horror is a creation of Dr. Frank-N-Furter.
The soundtrack is just amazing. And I hate musicals. Like, I know I keep saying that I hate musicals, and then I'm like, oh, wait, but most of my favorite movies are, in fact, musicals.
You just don't like on-stage musicals.
I think maybe. I just don't like Grease. You think that's what it really boils down to? Or The Wizard of Oz.
Oh,
I know.
Another one of my favorites.
I know. I'm in the minority. I understand that.
It's okay. All right. So I listed the characters. I think we already went through some of them. But Riff Raff is Richard O'Brien, who is one of the creators of the movie.
He has my favorite line.
What is it?
They didn't like me. They never liked me.
I get a new favorite line every time I watch this movie, and this time it was Frank-N-Furter says, "It's not easy having a good time. Even smiling makes my face ache."
Oh my God, that's good. There's just great lines just through the...
So many great lines.
I mean, I think I probably quote this movie more than I actually think about I do. But that one, that... They They didn't like me. They never liked me. It's just hands. I say it all the time.
And then, of course, Eddie, who was Meatloaf.
Great character.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember when your biggest decision was which Lisa Frank folder to bring to homeroom? Well, now it's which handcrafted spirit to sip while doom scrolling your ex's LinkedIn. Introducing Garden State Distillery, where every bottle is grown here, made here, and tastes like New Jersey finally got its act together.
Whether you're reliving your mall goth phase or just trying to survive another PTA meeting, Garden State small batch spirits are your new emotional support beverage. Try the bottled cocktails because mixing drinks is for people who still believe in multitasking. Grab some merch so your hoodie can smell like rebellion and rosemary gin.
And because you're one of us, use code LikeWhateverPod for 15% off. Garden State Distillery, because therapy is expensive and this tastes better. All right. The Rocky Horror Show stage musical on which the film is based first premiered in June 1973 at the Royal Court Theatre in London before it was transferred to the West End. The Rocky Horror Show was then staged in Los Angeles, on Broadway, in Sydney, and in other locations in the United States and Australia. The show was written by Richard O'Brien, Riff Raff, and directed by Jim Sharman. The movie's cast includes some of the original members of the musical, among them Curry as Dr. Frank-N-Furter and O'Brien as Riff Raff. The Rocky Horror Picture Show film performed poorly on release and was pulled from theaters. However, it later gained a cult following after being released as a midnight movie, which was a practice of screening non-mainstream films at midnight in a counterculture setting for all the weirdos.
The freaks come out at night.
Yeah, exactly. At a theater in New York, the midnight screenings became noted for enthusiastic participation by members of the audience who would attend dressed as their favorite characters, sing along to songs such as The Time Warp, and bring props. So, I think I've mentioned this before, but when I lived in Newark in my early 20s, they had a standalone movie theater in the middle of a parking lot of a strip mall. I think it used to be a big movie theater, and then it just went into disarray.
It did.
So I worked there as a bartender, and the bar was actually inside of the theater.
It was such a cool concept.
Such a great idea.
And I just don't understand why it doesn't take off more, because it was a fucking amazing concept.
It was. We had snack bar type kitchen where you could order food.
Like a burger. You could get like a burger.
Chicken fingers, French fries. Your drinks are right there. There was a waitress. You didn't have to get up and miss any of the movie. It was awesome. But the guy just invested his money poorly. He spent astronomical amounts on things that he could have spent less on.
Well, I've heard that they've tried them in other places and they just don't go well either. And I just don't understand it.
I don't understand it either.
It's literally the whole date. You don't have to go anywhere else.
Right.
It's dinner and the movie.
Right.
All at one time.
Right.
Come on.
Exactly. And you don't have to wonder which part of the movie you can jump up and run out and get something that you need or whatever.
And they were all movies that you had seen a million times before. So,
yep.
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a great concept.
Yep. But on Friday nights, we did Rocky Horror, and it was the whole props, dress up, everything. But my favorite part of the whole thing was at the beginning, they would announce the bartender, and everybody would scream and cheer for me. I got so fancy.
That's the best.
I know.
The soundtrack that I had on cassette was the audience participation version.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
All righty. Let's see. In a theater in New Orleans, rather, a moviegoer dressed as the character Eddie and rode a motorbike down the aisles during Eddie's song Hot Patootie. That would have been fun to see.
Yes.
Midnight showings of the film across the U.S. now include many of these traditions, from shadowcast to call and responses to props that are thrown at certain cues. The Rocky Horror Picture Show grossed about $115 million in the years after its release. It continues to earn revenues in its extended theatrical run and fresh screenings, and is regarded as a pop culture phenomenon.
Yep.
I would say it's the pop culture phenomenon.
Agreed.
I can't think of anything that would outdo it.
No.
Robert Ebert once wrote that the Rocky Horror Picture Show was less a movie and more of a social phenomenon. This is probably the most accurate way to describe the 1975 rock musical, as it just isn't an ordinary film. First released to a less than stellar reception, Rocky Horror eventually found long-lasting fame from an unlikely source: audience participation. Its original theatrical run didn't garner much praise, but the film came into its own when theaters began showing it at midnight screenings, now infamous for the almost ritualistic ways the audience dresses, shouts, and flings objects at the screen. Rocky Horror is a legend of cult cinema, one of the few movies that has earned the title again and again. The film follows what appears to be a wholesome couple, which is Brad and Janet.
Damn it, Janet.
I love you. As they stay the night at a spooky old mansion owned by Dr. Frank-N-Furter. What ensues is a celebration of kitsch, camp, horror, and science fiction cinema, a musical that makes very little logical sense, but is a ton of fun. It's funny, when I watched it the other night, I was like, I never even connected it with a storyline.
Right?
Really. It's just a series of crazy stuff and songs. But I had seen a couple of weeks ago, one of the weekend morning news shows did a big thing on it because it does turn 50 this month. And they were talking about the storyline of like Meatloaf is a delivery guy that they kill and they put him in the freezer. And the old man who shows up in the wheelchair is his dad looking for him. And
Well, and if you also notice in the beginning of the movie at the church, Riff Raff, Frank, they're all in the church too.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I picked up on that somewhere, but it's not what I watched the movie for.
I think that you pick up something new every time. Because I think as you get older, you understand some of the humor a little bit better.
True.
Yeah, so I feel like that because I know for the longest time, it never occurred to me the line about he thought you were the candy man. Did never really. And then one day I was like, oh, I get it. Now I get jokes. So either I'm slow or it's just.
Well, it's a lot to take in.
It is a lot to take in. And I feel like every time you watch it, you get a little something new out of it.
Yes, absolutely. Naturally, a film like that has to have a riveting story behind the scenes. Written by Richard O'Brien and directed by Jim Sharman, the Rocky Horror Picture Show has just as many crazy details behind the camera as in front of it. Those details will be counted down here, and we'll get straight to it. Woo woo. As we can see you tremble with anticipation. He is so sexy in that movie, too.
I'm sorry. Tim Curry should just go into some kind of Hall of Fame somewhere all of his own.
Yes. The Tim Curry Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And you have to be Tim Curry to be.
Yeah. The only one that was allowed in there.
I love it. All right. So, in lieu of fun facts, I just did crazy details behind the making of it. So it originally had a different title. The original stage version of the movie had a whirlwind creative process with Richard O'Brien whipping up the show with his artist and actor friends fairly quickly. As it happens, they were originally rehearsing the show under a different title. It was called They Came from Denton High, due to the story being set somewhere near Denton, Texas. Obviously, that didn't last, but O'Brien and the director, Sherman, didn't change it until the very last minute. Sharman suggested the name change just before previews of the stage show based on the genres they were spoofing. Thus was the Rocky Horror Show born, only the movie had the extra picture in the title naturally.
Of course, that makes sense. That makes sense.
All right. Brad and Janet were replaced is the next little fun fact.
Brad and Janet.
The cast of Rocky Horror is mostly unchanged from the stage show to the movie. Richard O'Brien and Jim Sharman kept their creative team mostly intact too, so when you're watching the movie, it should really feel like you're seeing a filmed version of the stage show, which I think is very true.
Yes.
Aside from the high-profile cameo from Meatloaf and a few other replacements, the protagonists were also switched out.
I guess that's true. Meatloaf was probably like the biggest one at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Out of any of them.
Yeah. He was probably the only one that was really famous.
Because he probably had already had like Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
Yep. For sure.
And he'll do anything for love.
He
won't
do that. The original actors for Brad and Janet wanted to reprise their roles, but studio executives at Fox felt they needed 2 U.S. actors in those parts to help sell the movie. Rocky Horror fans can't complain, as Barry Bostwick and Susan Sarandon did a great job as Brad and Janet, but we feel for those 2 original actors whose roles were taken from them.
Yeah. But come on. That was her first movie, right? Susan Sarandon?
Yeah. She was like, what, 19 or something?
Yeah, and she goes on to do all those other movies. That's just like, I know.
She's amazing, too. All right. The story behind the lips.
Oh, I know this one.
Everyone who has seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show, not to mention plenty of people who have only seen the poster, are familiar with the lips that open the film. This iconic image is actually the product of several people working together rather than just one actress. The lips that appear in the film are Patricia Quinn's, who played Magenta, but she's only lip syncing the song Science Fiction Double Feature, even though she did it in the show. The singer is actually creator Richard O'Brien, and the lips on that famous poster are those of somebody else entirely, former model Lorelei Shark. The costume designer didn't want to do it.
Weird.
Not gonna do it. Costume designer Sue Blaine is credited with much of the Rocky Horror Picture Show's lasting appeal thanks to her designs that spoofed the traditions of cinema and leaned heavily into camp. The movie wouldn't be the same without her, but it almost had to do just that, as she wasn't interested in the project at first. In fact, Blaine herself says that it took director Jim Sharman meeting with her personally and getting her tipsy before she saw the light. Blaine didn't like the idea of doing a silly project for very little money, but when she found out Tim Curry and a bunch of her other favorite colleagues and friends were already committed to the show, she relented.
I mean, there's really not much to the costumes on the main cast, because Brad and Janet are in their underwear like the majority of the movie.
Right.
And then Frank is in his underwear.
Rocky Horror's in his underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people in their underwear.
Yeah, mostly everybody's in their underwear.
Yeah.
Maid costume. Little Nell is in that crazy ass. Like, what's that outfit about? That looks like, that outfit looks like she was in a dance recital the day before and was just so excited about her costume.
Yeah, maybe that's what happened.
Maybe.
All right, next. Tim Curry wasn't new to corsets.
I'm not surprised at all.
Tim Curry has a long and storied career on the stage and screen, and his rise to prominence came largely thanks to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Given that it was his first hit movie role, people tend to forget that Curry wasn't a complete rookie. Curry had actually starred in a similar stage show before originating the role of Frank-N-Furter in Rocky Horror Stage Incarnation. Let's see. He had also worn a corset in the production of The Maids. Costume designer Sue Blaine had worked that same production. For Rocky Horror, Blaine says she simply asked the theater for the same corset for Curry to wear. Naturally, Blaine remarked that Curry took to the corset like a duck to water.
Which is not easy to do.
No. Male or female.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon's sickness.
Oh, I do. I know. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cinema can be a fickle thing. While you'd expect film sets to be glamorous affairs with every possible amenity available to the actors, you would occasionally be very wrong. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was no picnic to make, as the cast and crew had to endure unheated sets while filming scenes in pools. Brr. This might not sound like a big deal, but it was for Susan Sarandon, who fell ill during production. The filmmakers had nothing but kind words for her after her gritty effort to push through with the work, as they mentioned that she was literally shaking with fever on set, but kept on going in spite of that.
Damn, girl.
That's right, girl.
I got toothache and I just want to lay in a hole and die right now. Just a quick shout out to one of our favorite sponsors, Old Glory. If your wardrobe is 40% pop culture references and 60% emotional baggage, they've got you covered.
They've got band tees, horror merch, feminist icons, retro cartoons, basically everything you wish you still had from your high school closet, but now in adult sizes and emotional stability.
Use code LikeWhatever for 15% off at oldglory.com because nostalgia should be wearable and slightly ironic.
Originally, Rocky was supposed to talk. Sometimes you've just got to improvise when you're making a film. While the creative team behind the Rocky Horror Picture Show might have thought they had the perfect casting when they got Peter Hinwood to play the character of Rocky Horror, they changed their minds when they found out he was a model who had zero acting experience.
Duh.
Rocky Horror originally had dialogue in the film, but after watching Hinwood act, Sharman and O'Brien elected to remove all his speaking parts.
And that's got to be pretty bad when you are like supposed to be Frankenstein's monster.
It worked though. Like, I can't imagine him talking.
No.
It would have been very different. Another singer dubbed over the character singing parts, so Hinwood's voice never actually shows up in the film. Clearly, they were in love with his looks, but not the way he sounded. He was pretty.
Rocky, Doctor, God.
Did you know you can book a room where it was filmed?
I did not.
I think I also read it. They're going to be showing it on their tour in Atlantic City.
I did not.
At the Borgata. Anyway, I'll look into that.
Okay.
All right. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was filmed at Oakley Court in England, a castle that had been host to several horror films in its past. While it may not have been the most welcoming place for the film crew in 1975, because at the time it didn't have heating and very few bathrooms, it's doing a better job nowadays. Oakley Court is now a ritzy hotel, allowing guests to stay in the location that was the home to many of their favorite spooky movies from days gone by. Nowadays, of course, the hotel advertises its proximity to Legoland more than it does its connection to film history, but we'd like to think that there are still a few Rocky Horror fans that make the trip. If it doesn't look anything like what it did when they filmed it, I'm not interested.
Yeah, right.
What do I need to go there for?
Right.
This is where it used to be.
Looks nothing like it. I can't do the time warp in here.
Exactly. There was a David Bowie connection. This might seem unrelated to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, but it isn't. Pierre LaRoche was one of the creative forces behind David Bowie's now iconic Ziggy Stardust look, but that wasn't the only influential job the makeup artist held. LaRoche was also the person film producers turned to when they wanted a makeup redesign for the characters of Rocky Horror. While Sue Blaine gets the lion's share of the credit for the characters' designs in the film, we shouldn't forget that it was Pierre LaRoche who actually came up with the makeup designs. Though the makeup is a touch more subtle than costumes, it's one of the main reasons the visuals of the film are so fun to watch.
True.
And I don't think the makeup was
Subtle?
No.
I was just thinking that when you said that. I was like, I don't recall it being particularly subtle.
Yeah, even Riff Raff, who didn't have it like Dr. Frank-N-Furter, but that took a lot of makeup to make him that pale and tired and dead kind of looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Meatloaf did not actually drive the motorcycle.
What?
Right? Singer and occasional actor Meatloaf has a memorable turn in Rocky Horror as Eddie, the delivery boy and partial brain donor to Rocky, who is tragically stabbed by Frank-N-Furter. Eddie gets a fun entrance bursting out of the freezer on a motorcycle, but the problem is that Meatloaf didn't actually ride that motorcycle. Aside from a few less dangerous wide shots, Meatloaf left the actual driving to a stuntman, as he says he didn't feel comfortable doing anything risky on it. He wasn't as badass as we thought he was. I'm scared of motorcycles. For the close-up shots that needed to look like Eddie was on the motorcycle, the crew rigged up a wheelchair for Meatloaf to ride.
That's funny.
That way, safety didn't need to be sacrificed. Or that was the theory anyway, as the wheelchair didn't turn out to be that safe anyway.
He would have been better off just driving a motorcycle.
All right, on-set injuries. Though it wasn't Jim Sharman's debut feature, the Rocky Horror Picture Show was not a film staffed by the most experienced team. This is perhaps reflected best by the apparently high number of on-set injuries that occurred, even ignoring the on-set illnesses, including Sarandon's. In the same interview, Meatloaf describes an incident that happened while he was sitting in his wheelchair where it fell off a ramp on the set, shattered a camera, caused a few cuts on Meatloaf's face and arm, and snapped a stand-in's leg in two.
Oh, shit.
He would have been better off on the motorcycle. Right? While some efforts were made for safety, injuries can rampart even with the wheelchair. The skeleton in the clock was real. Mm-hmm. One of the single most famous props of all in Rocky Horror is the skeleton clock, a coffin that has a clock face set on the front. The reveal that there is a skeleton inside the coffin is a fun moment in the movie, but the filmmakers dropped another bombshell in later years. The skeleton inside was real.
Do you know that the skeletons in Poltergeist were also real in the pool at the end?
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, they are real. They are real skeletons. They're real dead people.
You know what? Maybe I do know that because I think, wasn't the actress that was in there like traumatized from it?
Because they were real. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forget where they got them from, like the local morgue again. I don't know.
Probably like a medical school.
I've been trying to find out where you get real people skeletons for decades now, and I have yet.
We have lots of graveyards around here.
I know, but you gotta
the one who died at Wild
okay.
Back.
Look, but you got to dig them up. Number one. Number two, they have to all be in vaults around here. So, yeah. Then you got to go through concrete. Then is there embalming? So then you got to wait like how many years? Because some people you pill them up and they're like just like it was yesterday.
Yeah, you'd have to find somebody that's been down there like 20 years.
More than that.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes they pull them back up and it's like,
yeah. Do they
embalming
still stink?
No, because they embalmed them.
Oh,
it stops the decaying, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah,
gross. Mm-hmm. The skeleton clock actually lived on past the film. In 2002, Sotheby's auction house in London sold the clock for an exorbitant sum of £35,000. Adjusting for inflation, that would be approximately $63,000 today.
I don't feel like that. That's a lot of money for that.
I don't think so either. Even true Rocky Horror fans might balk at that price if the real human remains inside weren't a turnoff.
Who are they a turnoff for? Okay, first of all, I do know where you can get not a full skeleton, but I do know that some people can and have sold human remains and body parts and bones on a couple of the Facebook pages I'm involved in, and they can't say what they actually are because in some states it is actually illegal. Mm-hmm. And in order to get around the Facebook algorithms, they have to use other words for them. Anyhow, they're extremely expensive to get a real skeleton. There's also a guy who you can donate your cranium to that will, he takes pieces of it and etches on it, and then he sells it as jewelry, which is also extremely expensive. So for me, $63,000 with a clock and a full skeleton does not seem like a lot.
And a coffin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a whole lot.
It's 3 presents in one.
Exactly. It's like a Russian nesting doll. Only better.
Did you know that Steve Martin auditioned for Brad?
Oh, geez Louise, no.
I can see him playing that part, but he would not have been right for that part.
No.
Whatever you think of Barry Bostwick's performance as Brad in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, have you ever considered how different it might have been if another actor had taken on the role? Well, according to rumors and stories, even repeated by the likes of Newsday, Newsday, it must be true. The role
is it on the internet?
The role almost went to Steve Martin. Given that Martin went on to star in a fairly similar musical movie musical Little Shop of Horrors, this shouldn't be too big a surprise.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love that movie.
I know. Feed me, Seymour.
God, they just don't make movies like that anymore.
No, they don't. Martin apparently auditioned for the role of Brad, but lost out to Bostwick. Maybe he played the antagonist in Little Shop of Horrors as a way to soothe the hurt of rejection. Mm-hmm. I think he's a little too physical, slapstick. I think
I don't
he would
think
have
he's
been
enough
a little
of a
too
straight
much.
man.
Yeah.
Because, like, Barry Bostwick is a very, like...
Right.
He is definitely that. Even when he was on... what was he on? He was on Spin City.
Yes.
And he was I think he was a pretty good straight man to Michael J. Fox's. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And then later... Yeah. It was good. Gonna go on more, but...
You can.
No, because I'm going to do that a little later.
Okay. All right. So it got terrible reviews when it first came out. Nowadays, the Rocky Horror Picture Show is viewed as one of the greatest classics of midnight cult cinema, as its popularity has only grown amongst its fans since its release. But to become a cult hit, you usually have to be a theatrical flop.
Isn't that true? It's crazy, right? I guess it's like so bad that it's... But I feel like it's not a bad movie. Like, it's not like your typical
B movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a great
guess because
movie.
it's just like an alternative, like just so far outside of the box that's why. I don't know.
And maybe they're talking about like professional movie reviewers.
I guess.
All right.
Yeah. I never agree.
But they probably have a more sophisticated.
Plus, I guess at that time, what were you? You were going up against Jaws and Rocky and The Godfather and all that. So,
and I'd imagine back in the mid '70s, the silhouette of Frank-N-Furter giving a Hummer to Brad was probably not something people were.
What
really
is it rated?
with.
I don't know what it's rated. Gotta be R, right?
I feel like R-rated movies back then were so
like bad. It had to be like bad to be an R-rated movie.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. But I don't know. I don't see why it wouldn't be. You certainly wouldn't want children watching it.
No, it's not a kids' movie.
Let's see. Some critics straight up hated it when it was first released, and others simply ignored it, partially because of the counterculture the film represented and the lack of conventional plot structure. Some seemed offended it even existed. I feel that. Even today, many critics view the film more as an audience experience than a genuinely good movie. And I totally disagree with that, because I sat in my living room by myself on like a Saturday night and watched the whole movie, and I didn't need any theatrical experience.
Nope.
And I loved it.
Loved it.
I even text Heather about it.
Yeah. She did.
Frank-N-Furter's villainous inspiration. The unquestionable star of the Rocky Horror Picture Show is Dr. Frank-N-Furter, the role played by Tim Curry, originated on the London stage and reprised in the film. Even critics who didn't like the film enjoyed Curry's assured and magnetic performance. That makes sense given all the larger-than-life figures Curry took inspiration from to create the character. Writer O'Brien describes Frank as a combination of Vlad the Impaler and Cruella de Vil.
Right on.
Which makes a lot of sense. But Curry didn't stop there. On top of those villainous ancestors, he added a posh accent said to be modeled on both on Elizabeth II and Curry's own mother. Of course. That's one doozy of a mixture for the role, and it worked to perfection. It did. So as I said earlier, it was a stage show first. When O'Brien first set out to tell his story, it was a work of theater, as that was his primary area of expertise. Thus, the Rocky Horror Picture Show started out as the Rocky Horror Show. The picture part was added for the film. O'Brien wrote the play in his spare time, then gathered some of his friends in London to help him make it. The play premiered at the Royal Court Theatre in London in 1973, and it was an immediate hit, moving to larger venues soon after. The show ran for weeks and weeks and eventually attracted the notice of producers, even in Hollywood. This is the origin story for Rocky Horror. We wouldn't have the film if the London stage show hadn't been so popular.
I mean, I get that because I can see a stage crowd would be more inclined to enjoy it.
Yeah, it all just kind of comes full circle because it was hated as a movie, but it was loved as a stage show. But the crowd could interact even before that's what it was. You know, you could laugh and dance and just kind of all be in the moment together with it. So that makes sense for why it became a cult classic by having the theatrical stuff.
Plus, people who go to the theater are probably much more inclined to be open-minded about the characters.
Yes.
Than just your average everyday.
And it was probably very funny live.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to do the live.
Yeah.
But they don't do it around here. They do the show on coming up on Halloween. They start doing it in a couple theaters, but they don't do like a live.
Well, they're doing a big tour for the 50th year. So I'm going to get to that, but I will also see if it's going to be around here, and we'll see what we can do.
I'm sure Philadelphia or DC.
That's what I'm thinking. Maybe even Wilmington.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm. So the writer of the film is Riff Raff. Given its reputation as one of the true classics of cult cinema, viewers today may not know that the original writer, playwright of the stage show, co-screenwriter of the movie, and Riff Raff in both, Richard O'Brien had never professionally written anything before the script of Rocky Horror Picture Show and its film adaptation, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. That's amazing. Like, you've never written anything before.
Right.
And how crazy is your brain to come up with that? Like, I watch some TV shows or movies and I'm just like, how does someone even think of that? But now this especially, like,
they didn't like me. They never liked me.
That's probably what the whole movie's based around. He just wanted to say that.
Yes. And you know what, Richard O'Brien, I hear you. Because that is the greatest line ever. And you gave it to yourself.
Exactly. So that's right. Rocky Horror is a debut work by a person who never even wanted to be a writer. O'Brien was living in London as an actor, struggling to make ends meet, and mostly wrote it just to keep himself occupied. Luckily for him, the project resonated with his artistic friends, and they helped him turn it into the phenomenon it became. I'm going to guess there were drugs involved.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was the candy man.
O'Brien never thought the movie would be a big deal. Even when the Rocky Horror Picture Show was making waves on the London theater circuit, it never registered with Richard O'Brien that he might have created a real hit. In an interview, O'Brien recalls when producer Michael White told him he thought this would be something big, I said, "Oh, that's nice," and walked away. It just didn't register. For a while, it seems like O'Brien was right to think that it wouldn't be a big deal. The film didn't do well commercially when it first came out, despite the popularity of the play, and it looked like that would be the end of the Rocky Horror story. But midnight viewers began to flock to the showings, known for audience participation, and the film's long-lasting appeal proved to be its greatest strength.
Again, feel like the midnight crowd, again, is much more open.
Freaks come out at night.
Yeah, than your average moviegoer.
Yes. They're the sophisticated ones.
Yes.
Not the snooty pooties.
No.
The writer thinks it was successful because it's childish. The Rocky Horror Picture Show was originally written by a young actor with no writing experience who just wanted something fun to occupy his time. O'Brien, the writer in question, thinks that this process lent the show a quality of childlike naivete, which contributed to its eventual popularity. In an interview, O'Brien said the show's innocence is very endearing and not threatening. Continuing, he mentioned that every character in the show may appear to be intelligent or sophisticated, but they're really not.
Very true.
And it really is, that really like stands out that it was endearing and not threatening. Because although there was a lot of exploration going on in
Indeed.
it, I never felt uncomfortable or skeevy or like,
Yeah.
like I do in a lot of movies when things happen.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's problematic.
No, it just
Is.
yeah, yeah. It all seemed consensual.
Yes.
Especially Janet. She got a little buck wild.
Well, I mean, I think we could see that coming.
Yeah. True. The quality allows young viewers to identify with the energy of the film, making it appear to be adolescent viewers. O'Brien thinks this may be the key behind the social phenomenon. Originally, it started in black and white, which would have been no fun.
None.
In writing and directing, the writing and directing team of O'Brien and Sharman had a lot of grand ideas for the film adaptation of Rocky Horror, but not all of them were allowed to come to pass. Chief among these was the plan to film the opening section of the film in black and white. The film would have burst into color when Frank-N-Furter made his entrance.
Hold on.
I know.
Now, I might like that. I might have liked that.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, really, if you think about it, it's really not that bright of a movie until they go in and do the time warp. Mm-hmm. I mean, until they get the party goers and all that. I mean, it really is kind of a drab.
It is.
Yeah.
Like the characters are flashy, but
Yeah.
the rest is
Drab. Mm-hmm. You know, they're in the, it's raining. Y'all wet. Yes. It's raining out.
Man, she was so good in that movie. All right. Everyone who has seen the movie remembers that scene. Now imagine if it had this added bit of pizzazz with the first frame of color coming on a shot of Tim Curry's lips. Susan Sarandon lamented that they weren't allowed to make this vision a reality as studio executives rejected the idea due to budgetary concerns. How expensive is it to make something in black and white?
I don't know.
I mean, in the budget, really?
I would think it would be cheaper, right?
I know, right? That was the technology.
Right? I mean,
That was the old school.
I think it would have been cheaper.
Yeah. So in celebration of the cult classic's 50th anniversary, the original Brad, Magenta, and Columbia are hitting the road. Rocky Horror Picture Show is on a 50th anniversary tour. It's going to have there's a new screening tour featuring some of the original stars, and it's set to hit the road in North America later this year. Film stars Barry Bostwick, Nell Campbell, and Patricia Quinn will visit more than 40 cities in the U.S. and Canada. Audiences in each city will have the opportunity to meet their star, participate in a costume contest, and interact with a live local shadow cast performance who will be performing scenes from the movie live on stage while the full unedited film is shown behind them. In select cities, a traveling museum, including artifacts and costumes from the film, will also be on display.
Oh, nice.
I know, this sounds like a lot of fun.
It really does.
And I did this script kind of last minute, but I was finding things, so I know where to go to look for it.
Okay.
I mean, it's rockyhorror.com. It's not that hard, but they have a lot of information on it on there. Says Bostwick, Rocky has changed lives, not just ours, and had a profound effect on how we accept our differences in this world. We were fitted for our corsets and high heels and enthusiastically started singing songs that have endured for all these years. And damn it, Janet, I have made nerds cool.
Damn it, Janet. I love you.
50 years ago, I auditioned for the Rocky Horror Show at the 60-seat Royal Court Theatre upstairs in London, adds Quinn. I asked my agent, what's it about? He replied, something to do with a circus.
I mean,
he wasn't wrong. I've been in this circus ever since Cirque de Rocky Horror. Mm-hmm. I'm lucky. We're all lucky. Don't dream it, be it.
You're lucky. She's lucky. We're all lucky.
Finally, Campbell added that I never would have thought all these years later we'd be touring our little old film. I'm so thrilled to get back on the road and to meet several generations of fans. Looking forward to a lot of fun, just like it always was. The Rocky Horror Picture Show is the longest-running theatrical cinema release in the world, starring Tim Curry as the devious and fabulous Frank-N-Furter, Bostwick and Susan Sarandon as everybody's favorite nerdy couple, Brad and Janet, Meatloaf as ex-delivery boy Eddie, who dates the groupie Columbia, played by Campbell, and Quinn as Magenta, servant to Riff Raff, which is Richard O'Brien. The film blends mid-century horror film aesthetic, sci-fi fantasy, and a hefty dose of taboo-shattering self-expression to create a wholly unique experience.
Indeed. The late night double feature picture show. Yep. I want to go. Uh-oh.
So that's my fun little info about Rocky Horror. I didn't figure I needed to go through the
plot line.
The plot, yeah, as it is. But when I saw that editorial on it on the news, I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to talk about some of the fun behind the facts.
I know. And when you because you told me you were going to do it, and then because you asked me if I was going to do it, and I was like, no. And then today, all day today, because she didn't send me the script until today, I was like, what is she doing it on? And then when it came through, I was like, oh, yeah. I totes forgot.
I know. I wanted to do it so bad because I love it so much, but I know that Heather loves it so much too. So I didn't want to send her a text and be like, hey, can I do Rocky Horror? Because then I couldn't see the look on her face because Heather will just say, no, go ahead. So I wanted, no, but seriously, it's like I need to ask her to her face because I really could not remember. I know we had talked about doing this as a topic, and I couldn't remember who claimed her to get it, but it was fun. I'm glad I did it.
I am too. It's great if you have nothing to do and you can just pop it on and you can come in and out of it whenever and you can sing along with it, and it's just.
And like you said, you just kind of see something new or hear a different line every time, so. It's awesome.
Sweet transvestite. Yeah. When I came in here today, I was like, oh, I totally have the title. Because, I'm the one that does the titles. And it takes me, sometimes it takes me literally until Thursday night when I'm getting ready to go to bed. And I'm just like, I still don't have it.
It always comes to you, though. You're so good at it.
So this one, but I don't think I can go with the title that I want to go with because I'm afraid it's going to get kicked. So I'll have to come up with something else. So it's going to be
There's so many options, though.
A page turner, kid. Although you already know now.
Yeah.
Because I've already thought of it. Unless I just leave it blank. But it's a great movie.
It is. Oh, I also wanted to mention that we recorded 50 episodes.
Oh, yes.
Go us.
Yes. And we're coming up on our year.
We are.
Crazy stuff,
2
right? 2
more weeks.
I know.
We still don't know what we're doing.
No. Oh, yeah. Totally forgot. Oh, yeah. So we got to think of that, too. Man.
We are not this responsible.
We aren't. I tell you,
it's a lot of work.
It's been something for sure.
Yeah.
I did want to say real quick that I did go on another podcast this week, kind of. It's called Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast.
Why are you always making me climb in the smallest of places?
Well, Jared, this is the best way to get to the podcast that we need to steal this week.
It's always
like we do every week on Mondays.
Mondays, every Monday.
Yeah, religiously.
Sometimes I wish we could just walk through the door, but yeah, every Monday on where do they find it?
On Spotify, Apple, anywhere that you can find podcasts. That's where we are.
I get so hot in these vents. I think they have the heater on.
Oh, Jeremy, don't move. Oh, wait. Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast every Monday, wherever you get your podcasts and stuff.
We're going to take your podcast and we're going to do it
better,
faster,
stronger,
hornier.
Yes.
In an hour.
Or more. Sometimes.
And although it didn't go exactly the way we had wanted it to go, you can go look for it. And I'm on that.
And I'll post it to the socials.
It came out yesterday, which is the 22nd.
Yes.
September 22nd. So.
Yes, Monday the 22nd.
Yeah. Yeah. So check that out. We also have been we have our in talks with some other people about them coming on this and us going elsewhere and la-di-da-di-da. We'll see.
Freaks me out a little bit, but...
I'm fine with us going on other people's, but having somebody on ours, I have to edit that, and it's very difficult. I'm like, I got this down editing with just two right here, but then when we do it on the phone, it's like a whole nother. It's like it's above my pay grade.
Yeah.
It's not easy for me to do.
We need to get your podcasting classes.
We just need to hire.
We need respond to one of those Autobots that are constantly offering to help us.
And they just cheat, right? They just get bots to.
Oh, absolutely, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Yeah,
I know. I love those.
I know.
I will answer every single one of those.
I've just started deleting the chat.
I know, she's so mean because I will get involved. The one I was like, obviously you don't. Oh, hello, sir. I love your. No, you don't, because obviously I'm not listening to it. If you're saying hello, sir, so fuck off.
The ones that I really like are the ones who just write like hello, and then they might write a little bit about what they want, and I just keep ignoring them, and then they write like please answer.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why do I have to answer you? I didn't tell you to message me.
Go away.
Yeah. And you're selling something.
Yeah.
No soliciting.
Nope. Not dog. Not today. Unless you want to edit for free or produce for free.
Exactly.
Or get us on a podcast network.
Yeah, for
free.
Yes.
Pretty much anything for free at this point we'll take.
Yeah.
That was fun.
That was
I enjoyed it.
Thanks. So happy 50th anniversary to Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
Who knew?
I got a birthday coming up this week.
I wonder why Susan Sarandon's not getting involved. Maybe she'll make like guest appearances here and there.
I think she has before.
Yeah.
I think she's just a very busy woman.
Probably.
I think she's got a lot of other stuff that she's got.
She was recently in a TV show I watched. She was a hairdresser. She owned her own beauty shop. And it was about women our age.
Oy. Lord.
Oh, the Nonas.
Oh.
Did you watch that yet?
I haven't.
It's really good. Yeah, she's in that. She's excellent. She's still sexy as hell.
Do you know what I wanted to tell you also at the beginning of the show, and I totally forgot? So I've been talking with my sister about it because it's really starting to hurt my feelings at this point.
Oh, gosh.
TikTok. So I know that when we were teenagers that we stole some looks from the 60s and 70s. Yes. But did we act like we invented it? No.
Right.
We did not act like we invented the jean jacket. We did not.
Or the high-waisted jeans.
Or fringe,
Those have been around
or
for a
bell
while.
bottoms, or any of that. Like, we knew where we were getting it from. We were getting it from our mom's closet. And, okay.
And vintage stores.
And vintage stores, yes. And we did not, I mean, maybe because social media is a big thing now, but whatever. Anyway. So apparently, goth is extremely popular now.
Oh.
It really hurts my feelings, number one. And so there's this girl, and I don't know what her name was, and she's a cute, and she's a little girl, so I mean, whatever, but she is probably the peppiest girl, like, hey guys, get ready with me while I get, and
Yeah, goth is a...
sad.
Goth is a, what's the word I want? It's not an outfit.
No, it's a whole
vibe.
It's a whole vibe, and it's just you can't do it when you're that when you're peppy patty. You can't do it.
And I don't. They should call it goth.
Yes,
I don't think you can call it goth anymore.
Well, because now this is also hurting my feelings because there's trad goth, which I would assume would be what I do, what I wear. Although I'm like old people trad goth. No, I can't do all that makeup. Because that shit cakes on your whatever. I cannot do the white face anymore. I'm outside in the sun entirely too much at this point. As much as I dislike
you're not
that.
pale enough for black.
No, I'm not.
lips
I'm not pale enough anymore. Then there's like rainbow goth. That's an oxymoron. That's an oxymoron. That's not a thing. Like, stop it.
It's like all the Halloween decorations that came out this year are pink.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's like this. It's
girlying up something that's supposed to be scary. That's all it is. It's not any sort of goth, and it is offensive. I'm offended. Like, because even my therapist, she's about almost 20 years younger than me. But she calls herself emo because that's when she grew up. During the emo phase.
I
don't
saying
emo.
It's
like,
emotional.
Emu's an animal.
Yeah, emu's an animal. Emotional.
But she doesn't refer to it like, oh, I'm emo. She's like, well, back when I was a teenager in my emo phase. But she still looks the part.
The emo thing I was okay with because they kind of went with a more punky, like it was kind of a punky goth vibe. Like they had that they had the cute hair and like they had it was definitely a look. It was a separate look from what I wore.
Right. Yes.
It was definitely a divider. But my issue with these children today is that they are not calling it something different like emo. They are calling it trad goth, traditional goth. And then they come on and they're like, in traditional goth, you don't have, stop.
That's the most obnoxious thing I've ever heard.
I'm after this, I'm going to show you this
Not
video.
to mention the whole thing of goth is not giving a fuck what you look like or what you're wearing as long as it's black.
And then, so then they're like, DIY is a really big part of trad goth life. And I'm like, and she's got like, okay. When I was a kid, we didn't wear clown makeup.
No.
It wasn't white foundation.
No.
It was manic panic white powder that you had to like layer on. And then you either went, also, unless you had a store like Zipperhead or any of those close, which we do not here. You had to wait till Halloween because you couldn't get, that's the only time you could get fishnets. It was the only time you could get black lipstick, black nail polish. It was literally so you would like spend all your money at Halloween
to stock up for the year.
on Halloween fucking costumes and the makeup. And so like she's got like, she basically is copying Susie, and she's got the V-bangs, which also bothers me.
Yeah,
and it's just not. And her hair is brown.
No,
thank you.
No,
you gotta go. But she's probably not old enough to be allowed to dye her hair. Is my guess.
Well, then she shouldn't be doing TikToks about trad goth.
So, I guess
and I'd love to know if she ever would dye her hair cotton candy pink or black even. Like, it's either got to be manic panic colors.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with my hair next. This is a mess. This is a mess right now. That's why we can't film, because you cannot see this mess right now. I think I'm just going to end up going back to black because
it's easier.
It is easier.
You'll regret that, though.
I will regret it because I have to go
bleach it.
No, I don't have to bleach it if it's black.
To get color? Like if you wanted to go back to color.
I can't do a permanent black. The problem is if I go with the demi-permanent blacks, they bleed into everything else. So if you want to do like a black with blue or something, you can't because it just takes over. I don't know. Not that any of you care what my hair looks like, but it's just a mess.
Well, I'm after 52 years of having dark brown hair and blonde now. So
she is blonde now.
What are you going to do? And I have no control over it. It's not a choice. It's just what my hair wants to do.
Well, I hardly have any gray at this point for whatever reason. My dad went gray very late in life, so I don't know. I wanted gray. I didn't want gray hair, but I would like some gray hair because then I could just. I think it would take the color back. I wouldn't have to bleach, but that's not the way it's going for me. So
yeah, I know we're at a very difficult age.
Yes,
you think teenagers are bad?
So many reasons why. Okay, before we go down that rabbit hole, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicole, for that fun.
You're welcome.
You can share, rate, or review.
Please.
You can find us where you listen to podcasts. Go check me out on Michael and Jeremy Steal Your Podcast. You can follow us on all the socials at LikeWhateverPod. You can send an email of what your favorite song from Rocky Horror is at likewhateverpod@gmail.com or don't like whatever.
Whatever. Bye.
You better